Hey guys, it's Ron Blaze of Ninja Web Tools. I want to walk you through the process of manually installing WordPress. And the reason is when you use Fantastico Mojo or any other auto installer, or you allow your web hosting company in most cases to install WordPress for you, they are adding limitations or they're putting limitations on the functionality of WordPress. Oftentimes you'll see that after you've used Fantastico or Mojo or your web hosting company installs WordPress for you, you'll see drop-ins inside your plugins. And these drop-ins basically are functions that your web hosting company put into your site to limit the functionality of WordPress. When we build our plugins for Ninja Web Tools, we try to harness all the functionality of WordPress so that you can get the full, the best possible results for your site and for your sales using the Ninja Web Tools. If you want to add plugins after you've installed WordPress manually, then at least you have the ability of removing those plugins if they're not working for you, or if you want to do something else with your website. But once you've used a auto installer like Fantastico or Mojo or any other ones that are out there, and they add drop-ins to your site, such as these two drop-ins here, the advanced cache and the install custom install script, you cannot manually remove these these drop-ins. These drop-ins are hard-coded into your WordPress install, and they will limit the functionality of your WordPress. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the process of manually installing WordPress start to finish. It's 3:13 p.m. on Friday afternoon. This entire process, start to finish, should not take more than half an hour. Hopefully I won't get interrupted in the process. So I'm going to switch over to another screen here, and let's get started. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into our FTP application, and normally your FTP would have something in there. Normally it'll have either the full-blown installed WordPress, or you might see a file in there like index.html. So if you see, oops, I hit the wrong thing. I hate that when that happens. Delete that. So normally you'd see a index.html file in there. So if you see an index.html file in there, or you see the full-blown version of WordPress in there, you can safely delete both of those unless you've actually added additional plugins or special themes into your WordPress install. In that case, you're going to want to download those specialty themes and specialty plugins to a safe place before you delete WordPress. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete this right now, and I'm going to show you how to get the latest version of WordPress. You're going to go to wordpress.org and /latest.zip. And that will download the latest version of WordPress directly from WordPress with no extras in there. You get exactly the way WordPress designed it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and let that finish its download process, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've done. So inside, once you've downloaded it, it's going to download like this right here. After you've downloaded it, you're going to come over and unzip it on your computer. So I already unzipped it on my computer, and now I'm going to go in and actually, you know what? Let me just unzip it again, just so that we have a fresh copy. Okay, now we have WordPress unzipped here on our computer. And I'm going to go ahead and make the changes that we make into our installs of WordPress so that we are tightening up a little bit of the security on WordPress, but still keeping all the functionality. You can safely remove the readme.html and a license.txt file. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to go over into the WP content, and where the themes are, I'm going to remove the 2013 theme. You don't need the 2013 theme. You want to probably keep the 2014 and the 2015. You should at least keep one of the themes so you don't have any issues with installing of any plugins or other themes that may require 2014 or 2015. So I'll just delete that. And I'm going to go over to one of our placeholders, and I'm going to grab the theme that we install with all of our installs, and that is this Generate Press. Copy that over. Now let's go over to the plugins. You can remove the hello.php file. That's just a plugin that does the Hello My Fair Lady stuff on your site. And I'm going to copy from our placeholder application. I'm going to copy all the plugins that we normally install with our new installs of our couple hundred sites we have. And some of these are pretty big, especially our T-Launch Ninja and T-Bend plugin. I'm going to copy those over. And this will be just a few seconds here for this to finish copying over. Okay, now we're going to go over into our, you'll see that your site will download with WordPress. It'll download this wp-config-sample. We're going to remove sample and the dash before it. And then we're going to edit this file just to make one security change to this file. And this is what we do to add some additional security features. I'm going to take a look at the copy that we have on our other install that has the security features on it. And you can either edit it inside Notepad or any of the tools that you may have to edit HTML files. I'm going to go down here and grab these 2 lines or 3 lines of code for the Security Ninja. And we'll stick it in, and this basically prevents people from hackers from accessing a backdoor to your site. Just going to save that and close these 2 files. Now let's go ahead and upload these files into our FTP server. I use a program here called CyberDuck, but you can use FileZilla or any other application you want to upload your files. And this will take a few minutes because we did put some pretty sizable plugins in there. Specifically, oops, I changed my password and forgot to update it here. Let me just do that. So let me just grab my password since I didn't update it before. Okay, so now it's okay, hang on a minute. I have to copy the password over from the right place. All right, let's try it one more time. All right, that time worked. Okay, so now it's in the process of uploading those files. Let's go ahead and set up a database. This will take a few minutes. I've got a very fast connection, but it will take a few minutes to upload everything. You're going to log into your cPanel, wherever your cPanel is for your web hosting account, and we're going to create a brand new database. So let me get logged in here. I use Rackspace for all my hosting. We're using, in this case for this demo, we're using Laughing Squid. Laughing Squid will allow you to host on Rackspace at a reduced cost because you're only buying a single domain hosting at a single hosting for a single domain at once. So if you are looking for a very fast, reputable hosting company, we highly recommend Laughing Squid. So I'm going to go over here to the domain that we're installing on. I'm going to add a feature, which is the database. And let's just add a database here. Add a database username. Sorry, add the database name. And now I need to add a username. I typically use the same for both. And let's just pop in a password here. I'll just let the system pick one for me real quick. I don't need 16 characters. Let's go with that. And we'll finish. I don't need that. So the database is being built. We're going to wait for a few seconds and then we'll refresh the page. And then we'll grab the information from this and stick it into the config file. So while everything is uploading, I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to go to the config, this wp-config file. We're going to edit it, and we're going to add in the database username, database name, username, and password right here. And I'm just going to pop in the password that I copied from the last step. And in most cases, most of you guys are going to use localhost. If you're using Laughing Squid or Rackspace, you're going to actually paste in the MySQL host name in here. But for most people using GoDaddy or the other sites that are out there, they're going to use localhost. So our preference really, as far as services you use, are going to be Rackspace first. Laughing Squid second. Beyond Hosting is another great one. Beyond Hosting will use localhost. You can use pretty much whatever service you want to use. We've had our best success with the faster hosting platforms like the three that I previously mentioned: Rackspace, Laughing Squid, and Beyond Host. So I'm going to grab the database info. Just refresh this. I'm going to grab the database username, refresh this page, and I'm going to paste the database username and database name and username right here because they're the same. And now we have to go get some salt keys. Blah blah blah. Alright, it doesn't like my database name, so let's just create a new one here real quick. 2TLM4 demo. Okay, try that. And I'm going to pop the password in from the other one. So it didn't like my... grab the password that originally saved and try it again. If a database user or database name already exists, obviously you're not going to be able to use it again. And then I just need to save this real quick. Oops, let's do that. go to general settings and let's go back to features. And then our database will be set and available. We're going to click on the database name here. And the exact, like I said, the exact process you use is going to vary depending on what server you use. Here is our host name. In most cases, most of you guys are going to have localhost as your host name. As you see, when I set up this database user, I didn't have to go in and set up privileges as you do in most cPanel situations. So I just grabbed this host name right here. I'm going to pop it into this location. And then we need to go ahead and create our salt keys. So to create the salt keys, and we'll put a link to this as well in this video, but to create the salt API keys for WordPress, you just go to this api.wordpress secret key thing, copy and paste all those keys into this area here. And this has the security preferences we added before. We'll save this, it uploads to the server, then we're ready to go. And as you saw, we had all of our files. I believe all our files did upload. Yep, our files did upload. So now we're going to go ahead and finish our install for WordPress. Just go to your domain name and it'll automatically, by itself, without all this extra stuff. I had a previous page that I went to. So just go to your domain name or domain/wp-admin and install, and then it'll take you to the install page. I'm going to go ahead and obviously select English. And this is a process we use to do all of our installs. We use a very simple, quick install process, and the reason is we do it this way so that we can quickly set it up and remove this demo user. And the reason is a lot of hackers that are trying to get logged into your sites are going to first go in and try to hit your site and try to pound admin in every possible password they can, and they're also going to try to use user number 1 within WordPress. So we always start with putting user number 1 in with a simple password so we can get it set up, and then we go ahead and remove that that admin number 1 user. So I'm going to install WordPress. Click on Login Now, and the first thing we're going to do is log in with that really simple password we had. And I'm not going to do Remember Me because I'm going to go right away and remove that original user. So I'm going to create a new user. And I'm going to create the more stronger password here. Just going to copy that stronger password. Go ahead and put myself in as an admin. Let me just double check this new password here. I'll just copy that so I have it handy. And now that I've done that, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to log out. I'll log back in as Super Duper with that new password. And now that we've done that, we're going to go over to our users, and we'll see all users. And if you hover over this one right here, you'll see down here at the bottom it says user ID equals 1 right there at the bottom of the page. So we're going to delete that, and that way we've removed our user. And if I click on delete all content, we get rid of all the garbage content that WordPress installs for that first admin user anyway. Now that's set up, we're going to go set up some prerequisite preferences. So we always go in and set the permalink set to post name. We require the post name option for all of our plugins. I'm going to change the media settings to medium size is 350 by 350 because that's required for our T-Launch Ninja and T-Venge programs. But if you're not using T-Launch Ninja for your t-shirts, then you can leave it set to 300 by 300. And then in the general settings, I always go in and I remove this just another WordPress, and then I go over here to the time zone is, and I go and set my time zone into WordPress. So 2 clicks down pops me into Chicago, which is the same as Texas. Hit save changes, and there, I'm done. WordPress is installed, and if you go over here to installed plugins, you see that you have no drop-ins anymore because obviously we install it manually. The entire process, start to finish, it's 333, so we did the complete install of WordPress, including uploading the files and setting up a database, getting rid of the things we didn't need, adding a couple security features. Let's even go through and update the plugins here. Everything all said and done, we did in 21 or 22 minutes. This should take another minute. So those are all done. If we go to WordPress updates, you'll see that the only update that we have left to do is an update for the new theme that we added, the Generate Press. So let's just go ahead and update that so we have everything done and completed on our server for this WordPress install. And we'll even cap it off by activating the Generate Press theme. And now we're done. 100% done. Did a complete manual install of WordPress in under 30 minutes. I guess it was to the minute. Looks like 22 minutes total. So we appreciate your time, and feel free to hit us up over in Facebook. Our Facebook group is facebook.com/groups/NinjaWebTools. And you can hit us up there, or you can go over to our Ninja Web Tools page on Facebook as well. And we look forward to seeing you on the inside. You guys have a great day, and happy selling. Take care.